car. We're going to see if we can actually get this live. Let me know if you can see this content. Let me know if you are actually on, you can hear me. I actually need to turn everything off. We'll give it a second for everybody to get on. We've never done live on this this new internet server. We've been trying it because, to be honest with you, we haven't been able to go live for a while now. So this is going to work. So let me know if you're on. We're going to go over some things and talk about some things.
We haven't been able to go live.
Yeah, okay, so it's working. All right, so let me know when you're on, if you can hear me. Perfect, so people are getting on. I don't even know where I'm trying to find where I need to look in the camera, so I'm sorry if I'm off on the camera, guys. Perfect, let's jump on into the stories. We're going to talk about the breach that just took place, actually dealing with Google, YouTube, Facebook, let's see, who else? Your emails, password keeper, I mean, crazy leaks. And then also we're going to talk about the dangers here and of course abroad. All right, let's jump into the first story. Did y'all see the story that came out about the $16 billion, the 16 billion login information credentials leaked? The world's largest data breach. Did y'all see that? The world's largest data breach. So right now, this is what I did. I don't know if y'all did this, but when I saw this data breach, actually, I went and changed all my passwords to Google. I went and changed all my passwords to my Apple ID. My wife got on to some of her things too and changed some of her passwords because it showed that even password holders and password keepers, along with Facebook, Apple, Google, Telegram, are all affected by this 16 billion login credential issue. It says a significant data breach has been found and it is involving a leak of approximately 16 billion login credentials. The breach is noted to be one of the largest in history, and expert advised to change your passwords and enable two-factor authenticity to secure the account. So if you have not, if you've not done that and you've not changed your password, you need to go do that right now, especially if you are Apple provider, Google provider, and Facebook. Now, if you're on this device, that means you are part of Google, and you may be on Apple too. So make sure that you are watching out for that. It says that when it was brought up, it said that even some password keepers, now the things that's supposed to keep your password safe, actually got hacked too. So it said that people that do not have two-factor authenticities, and we've talked about this before, that you could be at risk. So make sure that you are covering yourself there. It even said down to banking online and apps that use crypto and other exchanges dealing with money. Think about that now. You know, we've been talking about this whole thing where everybody's putting their whole life on these devices, and then all of a sudden they tell you, well, we just got hacked. 16 billion of you got hacked. That's a pretty big deal, to be honest with you. So that's something you need to pay attention to. That's something I did not talk about in today's video. I have a great video coming out at 5:30. Please do not miss that for sure. Also, did you see in Times Square the situation where the protesters were actually protesting again with everything else going on? Then they add the Iranian situation. The problem I'm seeing in our cities, and here's my biggest issue with all these situations, is that anything that Trump is for, these protests are against. Now, what do I mean by that? I think what's scary is even the government, state governments, and local legislative bodies are starting to do the same thing. That is ultimately setting up to, I mean, almost not quite civil situation here, civil disobedience. I don't want to say war, but you're almost going to see civil unrest always, because ultimately you're seeing the cities, the states, the governors all stand against this administration. So it's going to be a federal government versus state government, which is very, very dangerous. I think it's very dangerous. Hey, Dennis, thanks so much for the $2. What's your take on Project 25? I actually wish that Project 25 would have probably went in. I'm a conservative, a very strong fiscally and socially conservative person. So the things that they were dogging out about Project 2025, it's not that big of a deal. I think it's a great program, and I think we could get certain parts of that and utilize it better. I think what we're seeing now is the conservative movement has gotten so big, and I'm talking about this today in the video, so I don't want to say too much, but the conservative movement has gotten so big that we don't even know who we are anymore. And what I mean by that is there's so many faces to the conservative movement. I think the Project 2025 was actually a way that we could see, you know, to me, a way that we could actually work together on something bigger than what we see in right now. So, all right, let's see if I can get some more questions pulled up. Thank y'all so much for coming on, by the way. What do you think about Trump's cell phone service? Hey, I think this is the coolest thing. Here's why. Not because I'm just a Trump supporter. Don't take me that way. He came to Samsung and Apple and said, look, make stuff here, basically, or he came out and said, okay, well, I'm just going to do it myself. So that is a great, brilliant move. Now, I don't think Trump is perfect. I mean, of course, he's got a hand in it, but it's two Trump mobile, Trump media. The thing is this: if someone cannot do the thing about it being an entrepreneur and a business person is you find the holes and you fill them, and so that's what Trump does. Now, I don't want to make the phones overseas, so it defeats the purpose if you go to China or India makes these phones. But if he makes an American product for $500 to $1,000 and then can sell a Trump plan for $47 or $47.45, dude, that's just a game changer. I think it's a great thing. And not that it's not the fact that, you know, everything that Trump does, like Trump shoes, is a good idea. I do think this Trump cell phone thing is a good deal because he actually wanted, basically, he basically promoted it because other companies chose not to. Can y'all see me? They said my connection's bad. Is my connection bad, guys? Yeah, and you know what's so crazy? I'm on Starlink. You know what it is? I honestly believe every time I get on lives, I truly think YouTube hates me. And so YouTube literally tries to hurt my lives. Is that not crazy? Can y'all hear me a little bit better? Is the content better? Let me know. Is it very bad signal still? Better now? Every time I talk about real issues, I'm telling you, dude, it all cuts me off. Always cuts me off. So anyways, let's keep on going with some of the questions. Here's a comment. It says, my wife and children just had a 5th child, and our first son, we homeschool, just purchased our forever home, 6 acres, time to start the farm. Way to go, Cameron Wright, dude. That is excellent. When we break away from the narrative of just always living in cities, always allowing government to feed us and take care of us, and then we start challenging that, that's when you become independent and sustainable and not in need of government always. So, way to go, Cameron. All right, let's keep on going with some more questions. Guys, I don't mean for it to be glitchy. I really am using the same internet service that I always have used. I just think when I talk about real issues, they nail me to the floor. So, again, so sorry. All right, let's jump on some other things. Now, let's go back to what we were talking about with the New York situation and the California, all these protests. These protests are now literally going on in the cities, and they're protesting Israel, of course, like they always do. But do you realize they're protesting for the Islamic regime, Iran? That is just, that's unbelievable to me that we're allowing these protests to take place for things like Hamas or Iran. Now, if you want to go out and protest and do all that, no big deal. But if you all of a sudden are going to protest things that are absolutely against the American way, I think that's not really freedom of speech. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with that. I think that's a little bit crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're all getting shut down. I noticed a lot of channels that are like mine, that are more conservative-leaning, Christian-leaning channels are just getting destroyed, guys. I'm really trying to keep information to you, but I'll be honest with you, it's been extremely hard to get things uploaded and done on this platform lately. All right, let's jump into another story, and of course, questions, guys. Shoot me some questions. I want to be able to see all the questions. I'm trying to pull up all the live things that's going on now with the live comments. So I think the cell phone thing is good. Somebody else said something about Trump cell phones. I do think that is a good way, not because not that I'm gonna say and promote the Trump mobile phone. I think if he makes an American phone, I think that's a good thing. I mean, especially when he offered other people to do it. Let's see. Hit me some questions, guys. Let's see. Who has time to protest? Dude, not me. I'll be honest with you. I don't say people have time to do it. I guess they just live off the government, so they can. Because I don't have time. I couldn't imagine. Did y'all see, my wife talked about this the other day. I wanted to mention this too, and I did not make a video on it. I meant to yesterday. Did you see, and this is one, again, just like the gentleman who just said that he just bought the farm, and he is starting to buy his forever home, just had their 5th child and homeschooling. Did you see the fact of the recall alert on the chicken fettuccine, the meals ready to eat? The chicken meals, the ready to eat meals, the cheap meals that you can buy in the frozen sections of Kroger and Walmart? Did you see the fact that they said that it is literally risking people's life? Listen to this. There's already been known to have 3 deaths and 1 miscarriage based on this breakout or this outbreak at Walmart and Kroger dealing with the fettuccine Alfredo sold and meals ready to eat. It said 17 people are already sick, 3 deaths and 1 fetal loss. That is absolutely crazy. So make sure, again, when you look at this food, first of all, make sure it's sealed off. But secondly, we shouldn't be eating trash, garbage food. When it's extremely cheap and it's been on the shelf and it can last for 2 to 3 years, and it's all these preservatives that you can't actually read, please don't buy that. Please don't buy that. It's just not worth it, guys. Hey, did anybody, let me know your thoughts. Did anybody watch the Tucker and Ted Cruz debate? Did y'all watch that? Let me know. Yeah, Misty talked about it yesterday too. Kelly, I agree. I think it's one of those things that I have no problem with someone not supporting whatever a government says. But when you use it to promote another country who literally hates our guts, or quote unquote death to America, that's a big deal. I don't think that's freedom of speech. I think that's hate speech. That's where I'm different. See. Yeah, it's truly mind-blowing. I agree. I hope we never get the kind of foods in the UK. I agree. What's so crazy is the same food that we all get there that we get here. If you compare the ingredients, on the UK side, you can read almost every ingredient. Did you know in India is another place? India gets a lot of our food. However, the food that the Indian country gets, they get non-GMO grains. So we can still grow the corn, the rice, the soybeans, and the wheat all in non-GMO forms. But guess what? We don't keep it for ourselves. We sell it and export it and keep the garbage food for us, which makes no sense to me. So give me your thoughts on that. It's crazy. The reason I want to bring up the talk with Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson is I actually talk about this on the video that I have coming up at 5:30. So please watch that. Timothy says, are we going to World War III? I honestly believe this. I believe if Trump does like he did Soleimani, and he just basically comes in, helps Israel do whatever they're going to do, or not, or just let Israel do what they're going to do. I think long as Trump holds a tight rein on the rest of big government, I think we'll be okay. I don't believe we'll go to war. I don't believe World War III will start based on Iran. Now, here's the scary thing. I want you to pay attention to this. I want to pull up this article, and I'm going to show you a screenshot of it. This was from Fortune magazine, and I don't know if you can see this. That's Palantir's leader, you know, and Palantir's in the news lately. I want you to listen to what he said back, and this is August 17th now. August 17th, pay attention to this. The U.S. will likely fight a 3-front war with Russia. Now, this is, again, during Russia-Ukraine situation, so everybody's like, okay, this is before the election, so if you were in the Kamala camp or in the camp where Trump wasn't going to win, then you could have easily saw us go to Russia-Ukraine. Listen to this. He said you're going to see a 3-war front from Russia, China, and Iran. Now, this was August of 2024, people. That shows they have intelligence that we are not, you know, announced to. But he is saying, Alex is saying, you will see a 3-war front. Now, we already had Russia, y'all know that, and we have yet to actually solve that issue, which is not really ours to solve, but we've wasted a lot of taxpayer dollars on it. So that was literally the only one of the 3 that we were literally in a proxy with, okay? Now, he said Iran and China. Iran didn't start off until just a few, days ago. Now, here's my thought pattern about World War III. Will Russia or Iran cause that? Probably not, especially when Russia already pulled their support back from Iran. But here's my thought pattern. I want you to pay attention to this. What if all of a sudden China does go into Taiwan? While all this other stuff's going on, while we have chaos in the streets, we have protests going, we have all these ICE protests going, and ICE raids still going. We have the Russia issue going, the Iran issue going. What if all of a sudden China and Taiwan go after it? Now that's where you may see World War III start. Don't believe it won't happen, because Alex Karp with Palantir, who has got the inroads into this administration, and love them or hate them, it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you the truth. Back in August of 24, stated we will face a 3-war front, likely. And he was saying this before the election. Now Trump's in, we are facing Russia. We possibly could be facing Iran. And the only one that's not in there is China. And that is a big deal. I thought that was a monster story. That actually just broke again. It was one of those things that they talked about in August. But now that all this stuff is coming back up, it's becoming way more of reality. And that is absolutely crazy. So let's go. Let's see. Yeah, we're seeing more and more foods that are just poison. Did you see that where I talked about the pickles the other day with the polysorbonate? If you look at the polysorbonate is like a carcinogenic agent. We use it in like Lysol cleaners and stuff like that. And it's also in your pickles, by the way. It's in even some mayos. And you wonder why our people are sick. It's unbelievable. Stock up on water and food. I agree, Lori. Russia just threatened us as well as the Little Rocket Man. Yes, I saw North Korea come out too. So the question is this. Am I happy that Trump is in leadership instead of Kamala? Oh my gosh, yes. However, do I still believe there's weak players in this administration and into our Congress, of course, which we talk about today in the video at 5:30. Please don't miss that. Yes. So it scares me that this could be a reality that we're facing. But why do we talk about preparing? Why do we talk about being sustainable? Why do we talk about having independence? Because to be honest with you, we're literally facing this kind of stuff. Crazy, 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 crazy. Let's see. Hit me with some more questions, guys. I got about another 2 or 3 minutes on here. RFK should ban junk food and make us skinny again. Good one, Tim. RFK, I think, is trying. I don't think RFK is going to do nearly as good as he thought he was going to do. Here's why. FDA and USDA is so tied to big ag and big pharma that I don't think that will ever happen. Just being completely honest. Let's see. Zach says, Bible and the world lining up perfectly to the point. Put faith in the Lord, not in the world. Amen. That's a great point. Every government has weaknesses, so thankful Trump is at the wheel. I do agree with you, Tanya. I hope that he takes wisdom from people, but is very conscientious of who's in his ear. I'll say that. Let's see. Randy said, are you pre-trib and post-trib? Oh my gosh, this is going to start a major theological debate, Randy. I am pre-trib, by the way. What are the best places to purchase the I word if a person has not already purchased some? Here's a few things. If you are going to purchase that medication, the best place in pill form called, for humans is the wellness company, twc.health/themax. They give you discounts like $32 off. It's well worth it. If you're saying, look, I want the cheapest option, go to your co-op. But I'm not telling you to take it. I'm just saying that's the cheapest option of that. But the best place to get it for the safest and also most secure, you don't have to go anywhere to get it, is twc.health/themax is the best place. Arkansas did just put that measure in. I think that's great. I wish more states would do that. Again, good leadership makes for good things, and I think Huckabee Sanders is doing a great job there. Tanya, yeah, that's right. Tractor Supply sometimes will still have it. I know some of them are locking it up. So, depends on which ones that is. Can you post a link to that? I will definitely try, Roxanne, but it's twc.health/themax. I will try to post that once we get off the live. Let's see. What radios are EMP proof? You need to look for low frequency. So we have, and we also put ours in a EMP protector. And we also put those in certain inconspicuous places. But CB radios, ham radios are all good. Crank radios are all good. Try to stick to those. And then on top of that's the low frequency. Then you go above that, and things like satellite, like Elon Musk has said Starlink is EMP proof. It's above where the EMP would happen, and he said it will not hurt satellite. So I challenge you to look at sat phones, satellite internets, and satellite radios for safety. That's another good way to look at it too. So, all right, let's see. What's some other other questions, guys? And I agree. I think it's one of those cases where, and this is again, I'm going to be talking about this today in this video, so I don't want to start the conversation too early. Watch the video at 5:30, please, guys. No matter what you believe, as long as you have faith in Christ, that's what matters. That's all that matters. Roxanne, that's right. The link is on my channel. Mike Martin podcast, Beifong, that's the ones we have too. Great one to do. Thoughts on Walmart subsidizing worker pay with EBT? Here's the thing. I think that the problem with EBT is not just Walmart, Target, or any local mom and pop taking EBT. I mean, they shouldn't, but the bottom line is this. Our government has subsidized and wanting to provide for the families to a point where Biden took in so many he took in so many more millions of people. I think it was like 20-something more million people got put on food stamps under his program. So I think most people almost have to take it now, which is sad. Even the mom and pops here, the meat marketers and things like that here, the local stores have to take EBT because so many people depend on government funding. Not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying because of what some of the policies that our administrations have put in, it's made more people dependent on it. So things like, you know, Walmart and places like that are going to take it, but so is like your local stores. I like Starlink too, by the way. Let's see. Can you do a video of your side business on for extra cash? Sure. I have some videos about side hustles, but I will definitely try to go ahead and do another video on that. I'm going to try to do a lot more video on money because I want you to understand the value of making sure you're tight on your budget right now, because it's just to get real. Let's see. Great advice, but invest your money in preps instead of people who give good advice. They say gotta have don't pay them. I agree, Nikki. It's one of those things that what I've learned is this. Learn to find things that are important to you, but also important to other people. So that's what barterable goods are good for, prepping goods are good for, and of course, you know, sustainability. But you are exactly right. I think you need to invest in things that matter. Why did Tulsi put on that video on June 30th? Look, I know y'all might like Tulsi. I don't trust Tulsi, just being honest with you. I think that she is not as trustworthy as I would hope for, personally. Just me being honest with you. I think she has been too wishy-washy over the last few years. Mateo says, buy silver now. I agree. Silver and gold are both great purchases. Let's see. What do you think about the Seattle, Washington, and how they treat Christians? The sad part about that, Tammy, is not just how the people reacted in Seattle, is how the government reacted in Seattle. The war on Christianity is coming, guys. I hope you realize that. That's why the war on the Israeli thing and the Tucker Carlson and the Ted Cruz argument about, what is the Israel now, the Israel in the Bible, all that is it has heavy opinions. You may have an opinion on it, but that is going to cause for more heat on Christianity, I believe, over the next coming weeks, months, and years in America. See, I've got no problem with Starlink. I agree. I've never had a problem with Starlink other than when I get on lives on YouTube. Isn't that funny? It's kind of crazy. All right, guys, let's see. I think we've got to end. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this live. We're going to try to do more lives. I know at first it was kind of rocky. I think it's rocky because they don't like me, but I'm going to keep on trying to do these lives. Please go check out the video at 5:30. It is going to be a good one, and it may surprise you what I say, to be honest with you. It really may surprise you. So thank you so much. We're going to try to do at least 2 more lives each week. We're going to try to put out some more shorts. Misty's also going to try to do some lives on her channel and do a little bit more how-tos on the homesteading side. I have a video coming out on Life with Colby Mack today, where you see me just moving animals and really living out this homestead journey. So please, guys, go check out the videos today. We thank you so very much for sticking with us during this crazy time as we try to just tell the truth, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. God bless.